Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Key Time Sports. I am Key Time Sports, and this is the reaction video for Week 6 of the 2024 college football season. We have a lot of stuff to get into today from Alabama, not Alabama losing, but Vandy absolutely shocking the college football world and winning won their first game in school history over a top five opponent. And also we got Texas A&M. I'm about to get into them in a few minutes. And we also have the number 4 team previously, Tennessee. They got upset by the Arkansas Razorbacks. So the first game I want to get into is Texas A&M and the Missouri Tigers. Also, one thing about that, Brady Cook, 13 of 31, 186 yards, one touchdown, zero interceptions. Connor Wigman, 18 of 22, 276 yards, zero touchdowns, and zero interceptions. And I'm pretty sure everybody, all you statisticians out there, are saying Connor Wickman ain't throw 3 touchdowns. Where did these 41 points come from? I'm gonna show you where all 41 points came from. So when the game first started, Missouri had a 3-and-out, and then Texas A&M goes down the field and puts up 3 points. Then Missouri had a turnover. Texas A&M obviously scored off of that turnover, and then you have their running back Le'Veon Moss, who had 3 touchdowns, and then you had Amari Daniels with 2 touchdowns. So that's a total of 5 touchdowns, and then they had 2 field goals. Now, as far as Missouri, is Missouri a fraud? Because I believe last year was a one-off because they had a very favorable schedule. Now they playing nothing but good teams. They had a scare with Boston College a couple weeks back, and then now Texas A&M, a young and upcoming team with a first-year head coach who is now 5-1, and Missouri, you've had your team assembled for over the last 3 years, and you couldn't do nothing on the offensive side of the ball. And the defense, they got shredded like pieces of paper. You put the defense in a third down situation, and they could not deliver. I'm gonna show you now. The Missouri Tigers defense, they gave Texas A&M offense was 7 of 12 on third down. Missouri Tigers offense was 5 of 15 on third down. Where Missouri lost this game at is not their defense not getting off the field on third down and fourth down. They were 1 of 4 on fourth down. Texas A&M, they had over 500 yards of offense, while Missouri only had 254. So you look at this, and plus when it comes to penalties, Texas A&M had almost twice as more penalties as Missouri, but the game was so out of hand for Missouri. By the time they crept back into it, the game was already over. So this game right here for Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a young, upcoming team. They will be a tough outing for anybody in college football. Missouri, I believe y'all had early season hype coming off of last year. You winning 10 games. You get to a bowl game, you beat Ohio State. I believe that y'all still have not even momentum, but hype off of last season and coming into this season. But this season, it's a different season. Plus, now Missouri has lost in the conference. Texas A&M, they have a 3-0 conference record, undefeated in conference play. So for Texas A&M, this is a great win for them. They have won 3 out of their last 4 games. Plus, this team can I don't. They probably can make it to the college football playoff, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Aggies made it to the college football playoff because what Connor Wigman and Marcus Reed is doing at the backup quarterback position, Texas A&M, they are a team to be reckoned with. The next game I want to talk about is the Michigan Wolverines and Washington Huskies. Now, I'm not surprised that Michigan lost this because their offense has been so inept, as well as the Washington Huskies offense. When you see Jack Tuttle, Alex Orji, the offense, as far as from the quarterback position, is non-existent at best. Rushing concern, no rushing concerns, but as far as the rushing, that is the only way that Michigan is able to keep and stay in games, to keep pace with their opponent and stay in games. You see with Donovan Edwards, 95 yards, Khalil Mullins, 49 yards, Jack Tuttle, 14 yards, Alex Orji, 11 yards, Samaje Morgan, 5 yards. So this is Michigan is very inconsistent and inept on the offense. That's why their defense almost has to play perfect in order for them to win. Sharon Moore, you got dealt a bad hand getting this coaching job and not having a good quarterback. You got two average quarterbacks at best in Jack Tuttle and Alex Orji. So this is not good. I expect the Michigan Wolverines to fall off. And like I said, this was going to be a rebuilding year for the Michigan Wolverines anyway because they lost a lot of offensive linemen to the NFL. They lost their quarterback, and they lost their top-notch running back Blake Corum, who is with the LA Chargers right now. As far as for the Washington Huskies, they are 4-2 after this game. Will Rogers, good, consistent quarterback, 21 of 31, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing, they cracked over 100 yards rushing. Joan Coleman, 80. Damon Williams Jr., 20 yards. You see Adam Muhammad, Cameron Davis, Gillis Jackson, Jeremiah Hunter, and Will Rogers. So, Washington concerned, I don't see Washington going anywhere. I think that they will get to a bowl game, and if they win it, it remains to be seen. But I don't see too much with these two teams, even though they were in the championship last year. It is a whole different team than last year. So that's all I got for the Michigan Wolverines and Washington Huskies game. The next game I want to talk about is the USC Trojans and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Now, this game, I was surprised by this. I really was. Because I expected USC to come in this game and withstand the pressure that the Golden Gophers had. But they didn't because Miller Moss, he threw two interceptions. And also when it comes to third down they were okay on third down, but they didn't put the ball in the end zone. They were 7 of 11 on third down and fourth down. USC, they didn't attempt any fourth down plays. So when it comes to the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and also when it comes to as far as like running concern, do you see how many yards the Minnesota Golden Gophers all had? They almost had 200 yards of 200 yards rushing. I don't care how good a defense is, whether it's USC, whether it's a top-notch defense in the NFL, if somebody almost run 200 yards on you, you gonna lose the game. And I don't care who you have leading your defense. So the USC Trojans, they got to get their stuff together because you already done lost 2 games. You can't lose 3 or you can't lose 4 because you're not going to be able to make it to the college football playoff because that is one of the rules and regulations for this new college football committee playoff system. A team cannot have 4 losses and get to the college football playoff. So, USC, you got some stuff that you got to handle. That defensive coordinator, he need to change some stuff up, and Miller Moss also needs to protect the ball a little bit more. The next game I want to talk about is Ole Miss and South Carolina. I was giving this a potential upset chance, but after I seen the first and second quarter, I said that this game is Ole Miss. And you see, Jackson Dart didn't have a great game. He had a pretty much average game, 427, 285 yards. Then you have the Ole Miss and South Carolina rushing statistics and wide receiving statistics, and also South Carolina also turned the ball over. Now, when you look at this game, stats pretty much tell this game, pretty much say who had the ball and who did great. Third down, both of these teams was atrocious on third down. 3 of 13 for Ole Miss, South Carolina 5 of 16. So nothing really happened when you see total yards, the disparity of total yards. Most of these yards came in garbage time with Ole Miss. They had the game firmly intact by the start of the fourth quarter. That's why I really wasn't surprised when I saw Ole Miss dominating this game the way that they should have dominated against Kentucky the previous week before. Now, as far as South Carolina, Shane Beamer, Shane Beamer, you done been there for 6 years and still doing the exact same thing. You haven't shown improvement in nothing. You haven't shown improvement with your quarterback, with your offense, with your defense, with your special teams. It's the same old run of the muck, same old playbook year after year after year. Yeah, we try. And Shane Beamer, he always said at the start of the year, yeah, we trying to build a program, build a winning culture. But in games like this, you are supposed to protect your home field and make it hard on the opponent. I mean, the Ole Miss Rebels just ran up and down the field on these bums. And I mean, it really, because I mean, they couldn't even, South Carolina's defense couldn't even stop a water leak on defense Saturday. That's how bad it was. So, as far as Ole Miss, they still a top 15 team. South Carolina, you ain't going nowhere. You might as well just pack it up and get ready for next season because it's going to be a long season for you. Now, the next game I want to talk about, and this was a surprising upset. The Tennessee Volunteers and the Arkansas Razorbacks. I mean, I don't know what happened to Tennessee. I mean, really, Tennessee? You go to Arkansas and you lay a big old goose egg. I mean, Nico Emiliava, he had a good game. He had an average game. And also on defense, you had trouble stopping Arkansas in the second half. I saw this game in its entirety and I was just shocked at at the Tennessee defense because it seemed like they didn't know what was going on for most of the game when Arkansas would come out, and then Arkansas, they had a few trick plays up their sleeve And I believe that's what basically won the game for Arkansas. Because when you see 174 yards for Tennessee rushing, Arkansas 134 yards, then you see their wide receivers, then you see where Tennessee they fumbled the ball, and then you see Arkansas fumbled the ball. So this game had a whole lot of turnovers. And as far as the defense concerned, defense pretty much held up on both sides, on both ends of the field. Tennessee's defense held up basically for a little bit there, and then Arkansas's defense held up basically for a little bit there. So when you look at the third down efficiency for both of these teams, 7 of 16 for the Tennessee Volunteers, and then you have the Arkansas Razorbacks 6 of 16. But what really won this game for the Arkansas Razorbacks was, like I always say, turnovers can beat you. That is what got that is what got Arkansas to win this game, because they neutralized Nico Ameliava. They neutralized the running backs for Tennessee. They neutralized the tight ends for Tennessee. They neutralized the wide receivers for the Volunteers. So Arkansas is a team where they should have a better record. They really shouldn't be just 4-2. They really could be 5-1 or 6-0 if you look at it. But Arkansas, congratulations on getting a big upset win over the number 4 team in the country. And Tennessee, you got some trouble on your hands, because Tennessee, you're facing Alabama in another week or so. So you got to get your stuff together. As far as Tennessee defensive coordinator, he got to get his stuff together. And also, Alabama is not gonna be one of them. Is not gonna be one of them teams where they just lay down. Tennessee, you gonna have to bring it, which leads into my last take and topic of this game: Alabama and Vanderbilt. Oh my goodness, this game right here, I was surprised by this game. The defensive coordinator for the Alabama Crimson Tide, he need to change up his defensive system. Malachi Moore, I don't know what in the world went on with you getting all upset, kicking the ball right in front of the ref, and you really ain't even give a damn about the flag, because when the referee threw the flag on you, you just walked away. So Alabama, this is the first time, and I'm going to exactly. This is the first time in 40 years that Alabama has lost to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a young and upcoming team. Vanderbilt used to be the doormat of the SEC. If anybody wanted a win and in desperate need of a win, face Vanderbilt, you would win every time. But obviously now it is not like that. Alabama's defensive coordinator, Kane Womack. What the hell was that? I just need to say that, because you was running the same play. You ran the same play 15 times. You ran the same play 15 times. And it was just basically Vanderbilt, they ran a crossing route where the quarterback had the option to run. It was a cross option route. And basically, that same play, I know they ran that in the fourth quarter about 7 times, and all 7 times they got a first down on it. So the defense for Alabama, you have got to get it together. I don't know what else, and who knows, in practice, this week in practice, you may have to change it up. Kane Womack, offensive coordinator. Now, the offensive coordinator, he did his job. Jalen Miro did his job. The running backs did their job. For Alabama, wide receivers did their job. It's about the defense. And when you look at the defense and you see how efficient Vanderbilt was on third down, that is a staggering statistic, and it does not sit well with all Alabama fans right now. So, third down, Vanderbilt was 12 of 18 on third down. And fourth down, they went for it once and got it. Alabama allowed over 400 yards in a game for the first time since playing against LSU, led by Joe Burrow 5 years ago, where they gave up 455 yards and also 4 touchdowns. So when you look at that, Alabama is in a crossroads here. Alabama, they have some young guys on the defensive side of the ball. Alabama also, are they a championship contender? Who knows? I don't know after this game, because the way it's looking, you got tough team after tough team. You got Oklahoma, you still got to face. Ole Miss, you still got to face. Then you have Tennessee. So after that Tennessee game, somebody is going to have 2 losses and going to be on the verge of losing their spot in the college football playoff. So congratulations to Vanderbilt on a historic win, a shocking win for all of college football. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Vanderbilt is a team and a force to be reckoned with now. And Alabama, you got to improve. Vanderbilt, the sky's the limit. You done beat the top team in the country. You can beat anybody now. You can go with anybody. You can go toe to toe with anybody. So, as far as what I've taken away from week 6, college football is really unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. It could be a fumble here, a missed field goal here, a turnover here, block punt here, block field goal here that can win you the game. And it seemed like that is exactly what we saw throughout the entirety of the weekend in college football. So those are my reactions to Week 6 of the 2024 season in college football. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. And also, follow Key City Sports on TikTok. And remember one last thing. The key is always on time.